Hey friends, welcome back to this channel. I'm Molly, I'm your yoga teacher. Today we're going to be doing a Yinyasa practice. This is inspired by my favorite teacher, one of my favorite teachers, Kayla Nielsen. So we're going to start out with some nice, yummy, long-held stretches at the beginning and then move into a mellow flow, nothing too crazy or intensive. The focus is on hips and splits, but we can do half splits if splits isn't in your practice. Don't take it too seriously. It's just meant to feel good in your body, to give you an hour or so of time to really ground in here in this moment, in this body, in this breath. So I hope you love it. Grab your mat. Also, 2 blocks would be really handy to have, especially if you're tighter in the hips or hamstrings. So we're going to get started laying on our backs in a supported kind of bridge variation. So place your block down, and then you're going to sit your sacrum, that flat bony piece between your low back and your tailbone, right on top of it. Lay your upper body back. Bring your heels out and your knees into touch. Close your eyes down. Place your hands on your body. And start to tune in to your breath. Gentle, easy inhales in through your nose. And out again. Letting this flip of the gaze inward and this focus on the breath be what really draws you into this moment and then sustains you here throughout your practice. So if you ever feel like you're losing touch or the pace is not suiting you, then just close your eyes and focus on your breath. And briefly take a little scan of how your body is doing right now. Where are you feeling tight? Where are you feeling sore? Where are you feeling loose and open and good? Without judgment, just make a note so you're mindful and aware of it throughout this practice. Maybe send a little extra breath, a little extra love to one of those areas. And we'll take a quick scan of our mind, our brain. How is our headspace doing? Do you feel distracted and unfocused? Or do you feel healthy in this area? Do you feel like you're able to be productive and efficient, but also take time to rest? To rest not just body, but also mind. And so we breathe here. And then send your breath down to your heart space. Take a little check in there. How is your heart doing today? And how is it actually doing? Maybe it's both. Maybe parts of it are weary and run down and tired and sad. But maybe other parts are light and happy and grateful. That's okay. We are very complex people, so we can feel all these things at one time. Send your breath to your heart space for 2 more cycles. And then start to stretch your legs out long, keeping your hips elevated on the block. If you want to move a little deeper, you can bring the block onto the middle setting underneath your sacrum. Stretch your heels out long to the corners of the mat. Place your hands on your body and then arrive into this shape. Feel a little more opening across the tops of your hips, preparing for Hanumanasana later. But right here and now, just settle into your shape and start to deepen the stretch, the sensation by deepening your inhales and your exhales. So full inhales in through your nose, let it fill up your belly, your back body, your side ribs, and up into your chest. Hold at the top, and then exhale slowly out of your nose. Belly pulls in, ribs hug into center, and chest falls. I'll be here for another minute or so. Let your inhales create length down and across and through all your limbs, through your spine. Feeling lighten and lengthen, and then let your exhales sink you and melt you down into your mat. Place to read, check in with your body, your mind, and your heart one more time here. Tune into those little sensations, those little emotions, and then see if anything rises up for you that you'd like to focus on today. It doesn't need to be complex or deep. It could be simple. But if you're in more of an introspective space and want to really dig deeper into one of those other issues, then feel free. Take 2 more breaths to seal in your intention for the class. Deep inhale. And soft, smooth exhale. Bend your knees, place the soles of your feet on the mat. Lift up slightly through your hips and then just release your block out to the side. Finding a brief corpse pose, Shavasana, just stretch out long. Find this neutralizing posture and check in with body. And then march your right foot in so your heel is squeezed up towards your bum. Cross your left ankle over your right knee. And then you can stay in this reclined pigeon here, or if you want, you can draw your knees in. Interlacing your fingers behind your right thigh or in front of your right shin. Try to soften your low back to the mat. And try to draw your left knee out towards the side to increase the sensation of the stretch. If you want to let go completely, I recommend putting your right foot on a wall and letting the wall support you so you can really just unplug. 3 more breaths to deepen into your stretch or just soften where you are. Release your right foot to the mat. Grab hold of your left big toe with your peace finger, so your index and your thumb, or your middle finger. And then we're going to come into a straight leg, kind of like a single leg up the wall. We're working on lengthening our hamstrings, so straighten your left knee. If that is too intense, feel free to grab behind your calf or your thigh or use a strap as well. And then splay your right knee out to the side. Think about pulling your left toes back towards your body and pressing your hamstring into your hands. As your knee starts to come closer to your body, if you want to increase the stretch by lengthening out through your arms, take that as an option. And draw your left heel out to the side as you straighten your right leg. So both legs are straight, opening up through the left inner thigh. Again, hook a strap around the bottom of your foot if you need more space, and then stay long through both side waists. Press your right hip down to the mat. Feel how that increases the sensation on the front of your right hip. One more breath. And then draw both of your knees in towards your chest. Give them a hug. And we'll switch sides. Left foot plants down, right ankle crosses over left thigh. And then stay here, or option to put your left foot on a wall, or draw your knees in towards body and interlace your fingers. Low back softens to the mat and right knee pulls outwards. Pay attention to what's coming up for you. And then slowly let it unravel. 3 more cycles of breath. Release your left foot down to the mat. And then peace fingers, hang on to your right big toe or interlace your hands behind your thighs, behind your calf, whatever works for you. We're going to straighten our right leg and then splay our left knee out to the side. Toes curl back towards your body and then press your kneecap forward. Straighten your left leg as you draw your right heel out towards the right side. The strap will work great underneath the sole of the right foot. And then roll and plug your left hip down towards the mat. See if you're clenching in your right inner thigh. See if you're resisting the movement, and then soften there. Exhale, both knees into center. Give them a hug. Take a half or a full happy baby. So heels stamp up towards the sky. Hold on to the outer edges of your feet and then draw your knees towards your armpits. Low back flattens down to the mat and sit bones widen. Just let your pelvic floor soften on an inhale. Get more expansive, and then on an exhale it draws in towards your body. One more breath here like this. And then exhale, hug your knees into center one more time. And take your rebound into Shavasana. So stretch your heels out to the corners of your mat. Check in again. Use your breath as a fine tuner, as a little fine-tooth comb to inspect your body and your mind and your heart. On your next exhale, with as much ease as possible, we're going to sit up and find a Uttanasana, forward fold. So if you'd like, a bolster underneath your knees would feel great. If you're really open, you might not need it. We're going to take a soft style, so instead of, I don't want you to worry about rounding into your back, so if you want to round your back and drop down, that is great. We'll be here for several moments. This is our final yin style stretch before we move through a mellow flow, so breathe and pay attention here. Inflate through your back body on an in-breath. And then let shoulder blades soften and separate on an out-breath. We're about halfway through, so if you'd like to deepen your stretch either by straightening your legs more or just lengthening your breath, take that option. Again, see if you can feel the sensation of inflating through the back body on your in-breath. And lengthening out your spine. And then softening down towards the mat on your out-breath. Take 2 more cycles of breath. On your final exhale, slowly walk your hands up and just hang out in this staff pose and a seated pose. Let your low back reset. Take a gentle twist over to your right. Inhale through center, and then a gentle twist over to your left. Bend your knees, plant your feet to the mat. Push through your hands and then come to a forward fold Uttanasana at the top of your space. And then so many options here. You can hang out in your fold. You can shake your head, you can sway side to side. Tuning into what your body is calling you to do. You can straighten into one leg and then the other. Or my personal favorite, circle chair. You can plant into your feet, bend your knees, and then roll up your spine. One segment at a time as you straighten. Head and shoulders are last to stack. And then hinge at your hips, send them back, bend into your knees, and then dive your heart forward. We have several more breaths just to arrive into a little bit more dynamic movement. With circle chair, feel free to make it your own, coming up one side, descending down the other, or up and down the same side. Just waking up our spine. Let's take 2 more cycles of breath, so find something that feels good here. And then if your eyes have been closed this whole time, go ahead and open them. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Fingertips to the mat or to your shins. Crown of head reaches forward. Exhale, Uttanasana. Release down. Inhale, step your right foot back. Find a runner's lunge. Hands are framing the left foot. Hips are sinking down to the mat. Chest lifts forward. And then exhale, straighten both legs. Right heel remains lifted, modified pyramid pose. Inhale, low lunge. Right knee drops. Hands reach high. And then exhale, half split. Straighten into your left leg. Sweep your arms behind you or use them for support. Inhale, runner's lunge. Pluck your right knee off. Reach your chest forward. Exhale, modified pyramid. Breathe in, lower your right knee down, arms reach up, Untitled. And then sweep them back behind you as you move into Hanumanasana half splits. Left femur plugs back into its socket. One more time through that cycle. Inhale, runner's lunge. Right hamstring presses up towards the sky as your hips melt down. Exhale, modified pyramid. Straighten and fold. Inhale, right knee lowers, arms reach high. And exhale, half splits. Inhale, bend into your left knee again. Stack your body over your right knee. Find a lifted low lunge position. Place your left hand on your left thigh. Reach your right fingertips high. On an in-breath, fill up your lungs. And then exhale, draw your low belly in. Tighten your core, and then take some pulses over to the left side. Side bending over. Inflating your right lung. Feeling length through the sideways, but especially through the front and side of your right hip. A couple more pulses here. And then inhale, both arms sweep high. Exhale, half splits, but sit your hips all the way back to your right heel and tuck your right toes. Fingertips behind you for support. Drive into your left heel and your right foot. Inhale, press your hips up towards the sky, drop your head back. And exhale, lower hips down, bend into left knee. Reach and crawl your body forward. 2 hands plant. Inhale, sweep your left leg back as you reach your right arm forward. Balancing table. Grow long through your limbs. And then on your exhale, knit everything in towards center. Bend into your left knee, reach your right hand back. Hold on to the top of that foot. And then option to stay here as you kick your left hand into your left foot into your right hand, engaging the glute and hamstring to open up through the front body, or option to lower down onto your left elbow. We're here for 3 breath cycles. Keep your left toes pointed and your left knee bent. Release your right hand down to the mat. And then kickstand your right foot out to the side as you drop your left toes back. Coming into this little kind of wild thing variation. Left arm is overhead. Hips are actually driving up and towards the back of the mat. Inhale here. And then step your left foot towards the back of the mat. Bend into both knees. Sink your hips down. Half squat. Inhale, grow your chest forward. And then exhale, step your right foot to the back of the mat as well. Find a yogi squat, Hanumanasana. And just sway side to side here. Rolling onto ball of foot and heel of foot. Whatever feels good. And then ground through your feet. Inhale to rise and stand, arms reach high. Exhale, step right foot back behind left as left knee bends. Little curtsy side lunge or side bend. Inhale, grow up out of your waist. And then exhale, right fingertips reach even more over to the left. Inhale, back to center, right foot plants, hands reach high. And then exhale, left foot steps behind right knee bends slightly. Right hand is grasping onto left wrist. Inhale to grow tall. And then exhale, deepen your side bend. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, forward fold to Uttanasana. And lift to the other side. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. And exhale, step your left foot to the front, towards the front of the mat. Inhale into your runner's lunge, so the hips melt down, chest reaches forward, fingertips traction back. Exhale, modified pyramid, straighten into both legs, left heel remains lifted. Inhale, left knee bends and lowers. Arms sweep up, Yinyasa. And then exhale, half split, straighten into your right leg, sweep your arms back. Inhale, runner's lunge, hands frame your right foot, left hamstring presses up towards the sky. Exhale, modified pyramid. Inhale, Untitled low lunge. Exhale, half splits. One more time through this cycle. Inhale, runner's lunge. Drive your left heel back. Grow the crown of your head forward. Exhale, modified pyramid, straighten and fold. Inhale, low lunge, lower your left knee down, sweep your arms high. And then exhale, Hanumanasana. Rebend into your right knee, stack your body over your left hip, and then find this lifted low lunge. Think about drawing your right heel back and your left knee forward towards each other. Place your right hand on your right thigh, and then inhale to stretch your left fingertips high. Exhale, take those little pulses over to the right side. Big stretch. You should feel this through the left lat, the left side waist, and then through the front and side of the left hip. Several more pulses here. And then on your next inhale, arms sweep high on Yinyasa. Exhale, half splits, but sink your hips all the way back to your left heel as you untuck your left toes. Fingertips rest behind you for support. Drive your left foot and your right heel into the mat. Inhale, press up, drop your head back. Open the front of your left quad. Exhale, lower hips to heels. Inhale, both hands plant as you crawl forward. And then reach your right heel back behind you and your left arm in front of you. Grow long through your limbs on an inhale. And then knit your ribs down into your spine on an exhale. Bend your right heel in towards your glute. Reach back with your left hand for the top of that foot. And then engage the right glute and hamstring as you kick your right foot into your left hand. Stay here, or option to deepen by dropping down onto your right elbow. We're here for 3 breaths. Think about curling your sit bone down, but extending your leg up to take the arch out of the low back. One more inhale. And then left hand plants. Left foot kickstands out to the side, and then reach your right toes behind you. Open up into this wild thing variation. Heart lifts up towards the sky. And then bend into your right knee. Place those toes to face the top of the mat and sit your hips down into a half squat. Take an inhale here. Feel the stretch on the right inner thigh. And then exhale, both hands plant at the top of the mat. Left foot sweeps forward. Hanumanasana yogi squat. Again, stay here, sway side to side. Or really press elbows into knees, knees into elbows as you root your sit bones down towards the mat. Take a breath in. And take a breath out. Rise to stand. Reach your arms high. Step your right foot behind your left. Bend into your left knee. Side bend over to the left. One more full cycle of breath here. See where you can open. And then exhale back to center. Inhale, reach your arms high. And then exhale, bend into your left knee slightly. Sweep your left leg out to a curtsy stance. And find your side bend for one more full cycle. Big inhale, inflate your left lung. Big exhale, come back to center. Reach your hands high. And then dive all the way down, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to downward facing dog. First down dog of the practice. Close your eyes, find some movement, find something that's interesting, maybe walking out your dog, pedaling your feet, maybe taking little spinal rolls. If you're taking those spine rolls, start to make them bigger, and we'll all meet here. So on an inhale, lift your heels from the mat, ripple forward to high plank. Exhale, bend your knees, glide your hips back, downward facing dog. 2 more times with your breath. Inhale, lift up, float forward, press your palms into the mat. And then exhale, bend your knees, untuck your sit bones, send them high, down dog. One more time, just like that. Exhale, wave it back again. This time, inhale, roll forward to high plank. Keep your chin tucked in towards your chest. Exhale, hover your hips off the mat. Find a floating dog. If it feels okay, press the ground away. Inhale to open up your heart, lift your head. Exhale, touch into chest. Press your palms into the mat, downward facing dog. Roll through your spine again. Inhale, high plank. Keep your chin tucked into your chest. Exhale, hover hips off the mat. This time, ground down through your left toes. Inhale, lift your right foot from the mat. Point your toes back behind you. Engage through your left quad. And then exhale, tiger curl. Pull right knee in towards your body and plant it on the outside of your right hand, finding a lizard lunge. So from here, just want you to floss through your hips a little bit, bending into your right knee and then slightly straightening it. Finding any movement that feels good. Couple more rounds. rounds of breath. And then on your next inhale, push through your hands, lift your right heel high, three-legged dog. Bend your knee, open your hip, and take some hip circles. Circling your knee out in one direction, and then the other direction. Good, inhale, three-legged dog, square your hips, roll your right hip down, and then exhale, curl your knee into your chest. And I'll just say push the ground away, hide your heart between your shoulders. And then exhale, plant your right foot down by your right thumb. Left hand is grounded, left knee is lifted. Inhale, reach your right fingertips high, easy twist. And then exhale, revolve, Skandasana, all 10 toes, pivot over to the right, sink your left hip down towards the mat. Inhale, toes face forward, easy twist. Exhale, modified pyramid, right hand sweeps behind you, fold over your right knee. Inhale, easy twist, we'll move through that again. Exhale, revolve, Skandasana, toes pivot to the right, left hip hovers, big outer right glute stretch. Inhale, easy twist. Exhale, modified pyramid, straighten and fold. Inhale, crescent lunge, high lunge. Bend into your right knee, reach your hands high to the sky. Roll your left hip forward, and exhale, sink here. Hands frame your right foot, lean forward. Inhale, standing splits. Drive left heel high to the sky, lift from the inner seam of your left foot. Good. Exhale, drive through your right heel. Come to stand on your right leg. Inhale, stork pose, left knee high to the sky. Exhale, standing pigeon, standing figure four, cross left ankle over right knee, and sink low. Take one more inhale here. Exhale, sink a little deeper into that stretch. Good, peace fingered on your left big toe, inhale. Straighten your left leg in front of you. And exhale, swivel your trunk down. Find your standing splits as you release your left foot. Bend into your right knee slightly. Plug your left toes back. Inhale, cartwheel your arms open. Virabhadrasana to warrior two. Exhale, sink into your right knee. Straighten right knee, reverse your triangle. Left hand down your left leg. And then exhale, all 10 toes, pivot into pigeon toe. Long edge of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, we'll find triangle pose at the back of our mat, so toes pivot over to the left. Left hand on a block or on your shin. Inhale, stretch your right hand high to the sky. Scoop your left sit bone underneath your body. Good, exhale, right hand plants, right knee plants. Twisted lizard lunge, backstroke through your left hand as you curl right heel into glute. Peeling left shoulder open. Exhale, stay. 2 more breath cycles here. Good, slowly release your grip. Place the top of your right foot down on the mat. Keep your toes untucked. We're setting up for Chandrasana lunge. So on an inhale, you're going to place your fingertips interlaced over your left thigh. Drive left heel down, drive top of right foot down, and then lift your right foot from the mat. Really active through the right glute and hamstring, pulling them up. And if that feels okay, feel free to reach your hands high to the sky. Really active through your left leg, big opening on the front of your right hip. One more breath in. And then exhale, release hands to frame left foot, tuck your right toes underneath you. Big breath in, three-legged dog. Reach your left leg high, bend your knee, open your hip. And then exhale, swivel over, plant your left toes behind you. Setting up for wild thing. Drive into your points of contact. Inhale, reach your heart high. Scoop your right shoulder blade underneath your chest. And then exhale, left foot comes to the top of the mat, which is actually the back of the mat. So this is a great place for your blocks. We're going to move into Hanumanasana Splits. So if that is not in your practice, take a half splits, take anything between half splits and full splits. But we'll move into our shape. So blocks on either side of the left leg. Start with a nice tall trunk. Plug your left femur back into its socket, and then roll your right hip forward. If it feels okay, start to sink down. But no pose is worth an injury, so if you're not feeling super open and not willing to go all the way, I totally understand. I think I'm with you today. We'll be here for 5 more breaths. Stretch along through both legs, reach up through the crown of your head. Remember, anything works, so if you have so much bend in your right knee and are in this half split shape, that is a great option too. 3 more breath cycles. One more inhale. And then exhale, use your props so you can slowly bend into your left knee, bringing it underneath your body. Blocks out to the side. And then press your palms, step back. Downward facing dog, left foot meets the right. Close your eyes, just wiggle through your legs. See the difference from side to side. And then we'll meet back in center. Inhale, lift the heels off the mat. Roll forward, high plank. Exhale, bend your knees, glide your hips back, down dog. 2 more cycles just like that. Rolling forward and gliding back. Final time here. Good. On your next inhale, ripple forward to high plank. Keep your chin tucked into your chest. Exhale, hover your hips off the mat. Drive your heels back, stay active through your quads. Floating dog, if this feels okay, inhale to lift your chest up. Lift your chin up. And then exhale, tuck chin to chest. Press through your palms. Downward facing dog. Similar but a little different. Inhale, ripple forward to high plank. Keep your chin tucked in your chest. Exhale, hover your dog off the mat. Keep your right toes planted. Inhale, lift left foot, point through your left toes. And then exhale, tiger curl. Left knee in towards body, and then plant it on the outside of your left hand. High lizard lunge. Both hands are on the inside of your left foot. And we're just swaying back and forth, side to side, flossing out your hips. Anything that feels good and right here. No right or wrong. This class is for you, it's for your body, where you are right now. Take 1 more breath in your lizard lunge. And then push through your hands. Inhale, 3-legged dog, left heel high. Bend your knee, open your hip, take a couple circles in each direction. Switching it out. And then inhale, square your hips off. Exhale, tiger curl, left knee into your chest. Hold it there. Push the ground away, hide your heart between your shoulders, and then lower your left foot down. Good. Easy twist. Right hand plants, left fingertips up to the sky. Revolve Skandasana on your exhale. All 10 toes face over to the left. Right hip hovers. Easy twist, toes face forward, left fingers high. Exhale, modified pyramid, straighten into your left leg, fold down. 1 more time through that cycle, bend into your left knee. Easy twist. Exhale, revolve Skandasana. Open up through the left outer hip. Inhale, find your twist, square off your hips. And then exhale, straighten to left leg, fold. Bend your left knee. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, stay. Hands frame left foot. Spring forward, standing splits. Lift from the right heel. And then exhale, curl right heel, or right knee in towards your body. Drive through your left big toe. Inhale, find stork pose, left right knee to chest. And then standing figure four, right ankle crosses over left knee. Sink your hips low. Inhale, stay. And exhale, release a little more. Peace fingers onto right big toe. Inhale, straighten both legs. Right heel punches out in front of you. And then exhale, swivel your body down. Find your standing splits again. Release the grip of your foot. Soft bend in your left knee. Plant your right toes behind you at an angle. And inhale, cartwheel your arms open, warrior two. And exhale, sink. Straighten into left leg, reverse your triangle. And exhale, wide-legged forward fold. Having trouble with my forward fold words today. Inhale, halfway left. And exhale, release, hang heavy. Toes pivot to the right, find Uttanasana triangle pose into the right side. Up and up, your left hand. And then exhale, left hand plants, left knee lowers down. Inhale, cartwheel, backstroke, open to the right arm as you curl left heel into a twisted lizard lunge. 3 cycles of breath. Sinking left hip down. Opening up across your collarbones. Take one more inhale. Good. Exhale, slowly, softly release. Top of the left foot plants into the mat. And let the weight come over towards the big toe side so you're not sickling into this inversion in your ankle. Chandrasana lunge. Interlace your fingers on top of your right thigh. And then push both feet into the mat and lift your left knee off. Really drive back through the left hamstring, and if that feels okay, lift your arms up. Big opening through the left hip. Big activation through the right glute. 2 more breaths. Last inhale. And exhale, release down. Hands frame right foot. Tuck your left toes underneath you. Push through your palms, 3-legged dog. Right heel lifts high, bend your knee, open your hip. Exhale, hover it off the mat. Back behind you, setting up for wild thing. And then inhale gets you the big opening. Exhale, pull right knee into chest. Step it back to the front of the mat. And then we'll move into our Hanumanasana. So find the variation of splits you did on the first side. Whatever you're feeling today. But again, we think about reaching forward with our right foot, backward with our left foot, grounding down through our pelvis, tucking our pelvis underneath us slightly, and then reaching up to the crown of our heads. We have several breaths here. Get out whatever wiggles you need to. And breathe. More cycles. Maybe find a deeper expression of your posture, or maybe not. Final inhale. Final exhale. Push your palms down to slide your right heel underneath you, bend into your right knee. Find some ease as you back out of this pose, and then plant both hands. Tuck your left toes. Step your right foot back to meet your left, downward facing dog. Again, close your eyes. Recalibrate, reassess. Hopefully feeling a little more evened out, definitely more opened. And we'll breathe and move here. Inhale, roll forward to high plank. Exhale, bend your knees. Send your hips back, down dog. Inhale, wave forward. Exhale, send it back. Last one here, move with your breath. And we all meet back And Adho Mukha Svanasana. Maybe your heels are melting closer down towards the ground. And there's no rush to leave the space, to leave this pose. So if you want to stay here, stay here. Otherwise, inhale, reach your right heel high. Bend your knee, open your hip. Flip your dog over. Hover your hips off the mat. And then inhale, find your wild thing. A lovely pose. If it's too much energy for you right now, find something softer, but we're here for 3 breaths. Exhale, gently release your hips down to the mat. And then find a forward fold. Bring the inner right foot to the inner left thigh, the bottom of the right foot. Inhale, grow tall through the crown of your head, and then exhale, fold. Use whatever props you want stacked on top of your left thigh. We're going to hang out here for a little while, so feel good. Just compare to where you were at the beginning of class in your forward fold. Soften through your right outer back space. See if that lets you melt down more. And slowly lift up. Right kneecap points to the sky. Sole of the right foot plants. Left hand to the top of the mat. Inhale into your wild thing. And then exhale, right hand plants. Find a half pigeon. So right ankle goes behind left wrist, right knee behind right wrist. Tuck or untuck your back toes. Inhale, stretch your chest forwards. And then exhale, melt down. Find your pigeon fold. See if you can release any clenching of your right glute. Enjoy the stretch. Tune into what's coming up for you, in your body and your mind, over your heart. And deal with it with clarity and with kindness. We're here for 5 more cycles of breath. So move into whatever deepening you would like to. On your next inhale, slowly walk your hands towards your knees. Tuck your left toes. And find downward facing dog. So open. And we'll even out our sides. So plant through your right foot. Inhale, sweep left heel high. Bend your knee, open your hip, flip your dog over. And then push into your points of contact. Lift your hips high. Right shoulder blade scoops underneath your heart. Breathe here. 3 cycles. And slowly release your hips down to the mat. Bottom of the left foot comes into the inner right thigh. Shavasana. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, fold. More cycles of breath here. Soften through the outer left part of your back. With as much ease, make it a chill, wild thing. So plant your left foot, plant your right hand, and then lift your hips high. Right hand or left hand comes to the front of your mat. Find pigeon pose. Left knee behind left wrist. Left ankle behind right wrist. So square out your hips. Find a good position for your body. Lift your chest high. And then fold down. And release any clenching of your left glute. And soften across your low back space. More cycles of breath here. And in this space where we're really present with ourselves, where we flip our gaze inwards, where we pay attention, see what comes up, and know that you're able to address it now with more clarity and with more kindness. Inhale, slowly walk your hands underneath your body. Sweep your right leg in front of you. Stretch your left leg in front of you. And then final pose, you have the option between Uttanasana or forward fold, a happy baby, or a plow pose, Halasana. I'm going to take plow pose because it's one of my favorites. But anything that just lets you feel good in your body, lets you feel symmetric in your body. Start to tune back into your breath, making your inhales and exhales smooth, soft, and full. And take 3 more at your own pace, at your own depth. As Once you're ready, either roll your lower body down or roll your upper body back. And find a supine posture. Hug your knees into your chest. Give them a big squeeze. Inhale, lift your chin, your forehead towards your knees. Fill it all the way. Take a little pause at the top. Constrict your breath. Squeeze everything out. And then exhale, release into your Shavasana. Heels to the corners of the mat. Hands on body or stretched out by your sides. And don't skip this part, just be here. Feeling the side effects of your practice. Let your breath become natural again. And tune in if anything pops up in your body, in your mind, or in your heart. Mind is wandered, bringing it back in for a few more moments here in this special place, in this transition. One more stretch, long, point through your toes, reach your arms overhead. And then start to wiggle into your fingers and toes, knowing that this is our point where we transition, where we bring from, or what we learn from the mat into our daily lives. And the hope is that this practice, as you start to move and become more comfortable and embodied, that it allows us to tap into our true selves, to recenter, and then to more positively and healthfully affect those around us. Feel free to stay in Shavasana or any meditation you'd like. Otherwise, let's come lay on our side. And then push up to a seated posture. Crossing legs, closing eyes, placing hands on your knees. Take one more inhale together. Big full exhale out of your mouth. And thank you for practicing with me today. I hope you loved that Yinyasa hips and splits class. I hope it was just an hour of your time where you were able to, like I said, recenter, rediscover who you are and what you're here for, maybe if it's just a little bit. So if you liked it, please share with others and then subscribe so you see the next video, and I'll see you then.